you'll miss me a little. Maybe.
Welcome back everyone. This is like the third or fourth video of the DATSUN. No, probably second by the way. The previous one was the wiring harness that I bought from Hybrid Racing. It's in the car, it's still in the car. But the problem was that I'm using a K20 from a CRV, and the CRV has the added automatic. It's good because the engine isn't gonna be like revved up too much, and it's been treated well, even though it has like 200,000 kilometers on it. That's like 130,000 miles, I think. And for now, what I have to do is I have to convert the automatic harness. Oh, you have to keep seeing me. I have to convert the automatic harness to the normal harness, to like a manual transmission harness, because obviously I'm not going to use an automatic transmission. But I've already done this, and I'm not going to show you how, because it was a very long process. I was like up until 2 AM last night just figuring it out, cutting out wires and whatever, and I will put a link down in the description of a guy. He has like 4 videos and he explains very precisely. It's 4 very short videos, like 4 or 5 minutes, and he explains very nicely how he did it, and it works for me. So that's one of the things I'm going to do today. I'm going to install the engine harness, and I'm going to install the fuel system. The fuel system will be done by today probably, because I have like this, I don't want to drop it, this fuel pressure regulator. That's like the last part I needed with the lines. And I'm going to use the stock DATSUN 280ZX pump for now, because the pump has like 60 liters an hour and the stock K20 has 40 liters an hour, so it will be fine. It's an inline fuel pump, so it works. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do right now is install a wiring harness on the engine. It will be very quickly, it's just plugging everything in, and I do have to do some rewiring because of the intake. Because the intake isn't at the stock location anymore, I have to do some extending of the wires, but that's not a big of a deal, just extending some wires. So enjoy watching me putting on the enjoy watching me put on the engine harness. Okay, so this is the part that's getting a little bit tricky, because all the plugs that were just right in place, like the injectors, like the for spark plugs and the sensors, and that on that side of the engine, they just plug right in. That's easy. But then I have these other plugs left, and I know this is for the starter solenoid, but I'm not using that because I have a start button. And this one I think is just a positive wire, because the charge harness set says that this is going straight to the alternator, and the alternator is going to the battery. So this is probably just a plus, like a positive wire. All of these there will be, I think they will be powering like the injectors and everything, and spark plugs, but I'm not sure. So there is a chance I'm blowing stuff up, we'll see. And there are these other plugs, they're stuck like these, they have to go into the intake manifold, but I have to figure out which one goes where. Okay, so welcome back. It might look a little bit like a clusterfuck right here, but what I did is I had this wire laying around. I have no idea how big it is, 1 millimeter, and I just cut all of the parts off, got them together, so put some wire in between and just got it together. They're long enough for the intake to go on, so I'll do that right now, just a sec. Okay, so I made these wires a little bit too short. They're not tight, but they don't have much slack. I don't know if you can see beneath there. They're pretty tight. They're tied up together, so perhaps there is some slack when I take the tie wrap off. And let's see in here. Okay, so that was like a little bit of a wiring update. It wasn't much, probably like a 2 or 3 minute video. The main part of the video is the fuel system. So there are a few things I have to do. first is mount the fuel pressure regulator. The second thing is the hoses. I have some hoses, and the third thing is I have to bend the original fuel hard lines that are under the car. They're perfect shape, so I'm not going to change them, because why would I? It will only cost more money and it will do exactly the same. So let's start with that. Let's start with the positioning the fuel pressure regulator, and then we'll see how to bend everything. Okay, so the idea is to place this one right around here. Yeah, like this. And then one fuel line will go in this hole, go the other round, get in the fuel line system. And the fuel lines are these are the hard lines that I have to bend up in between there. So first let's make some holes for this mount. I'll just drill 2 holes, put some rivets in it, and that will be perfect. Okay, so welcome back. It's been a few days. I've done a few things that weren't very interesting. One of them is I bought a fuel pump because I tried to start it. That's this video right here, but it didn't start because the fuel pressure was way too low. So I bought like this QSP inline fuel pump. It's almost the same as the Walbro 255 everyone recommends, but it's inline, not in the tank, because I don't want to disassemble the tank or whatever, because the gas tank is in there. It works fine. It's a big one, so why change it out, right? It's completely rust free in the inside as well. I checked that before I put it in. But now that maybe you can see it's a little bit smoky because the camera died again, because for some reason this battery is shit. But it starts, and it doesn't start very nice because I do have some problems with the airflow, because I have too little air when I don't press the gas at all. So I have to keep it open a little bit. But besides that, it does start up. So what I'm going to do is make the intake. That's in the next video. So I think this will be a very short video actually. I don't know. I think this is the end of the video, but I will start the car right now for you to see it. It's very loud and it's very puffy, and smoke's coming out and fire and whatever, because it doesn't even have an intake manifold, so it doesn't run as well. And I have to keep it on with the gas cable, so it doesn't die. But let's try it. I'll show you. Okay, so as you can see, it's very dangerous also because it's right next to the fuel pressure regulator, so I don't want to burn up those lines. And it's very painful in the eyes. It burns a lot. It's like chopping a million onions at once, but it works. So the next step is building another exhaust manifold. It will be the same as the Del Sol. I probably won't film it that much because, well, it's the same as the Del Sol. So if you want to see me make an exhaust manifold, check the video right here for the exhaust manifold, or the other way, I don't know. But yeah, in the next video I'll make the exhaust manifold, and the turbo will be the one that's on the Del Sol right now. I will probably get a smaller one for the Del Sol eventually, because it's too big. I need like 6,000 RPM to get like half a bar of boost, like 7 PSI. That's not good, that's not good. So that's it for this video. So guys, I'll see you next time.